toy spot, we're going to be having a look at G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, Cobra Commander. Yes, I did actually manage to pick up a Cobra Commander. This figure is pretty new. I happened to be at the Walmart, what was it, about 2 days ago actually, and I was walking down the toy aisle, and lately they've only had at least at my Walmart, they've had like tons of cover girls. I think they had a bunch of Zartans, some Neo Vipers. They might have had a heavy duty, and I think they had a accelerator suit ripcord. But that's about it. Oh, and then some Destros. Nobody really seems to be picking up the figures. So every time I've gone into Walmart, I've kind of walked down the toy aisle, and I've looked across, and I said, oh, okay, they got this, they got that. Nothing new, so I don't ever pick up anything. It just so happened that one day I said, yeah, I'll stop in Walmart, see what they've got. I think what did I end up picking up? I think the Rise and Fall of WCW. I was in there to pick up the DVD, and when I went through the toy aisle, I wasn't expecting anything. I happened to look over, and I saw Cobra Commander, and I went, ah! And unfortunately, the price had gone back up. They used to be about $5, but now they're back up to $9.98. But they did end up having not one, but 2 Cobra Commanders. So I picked up this guy, and I actually picked up his twin brother as well, and I got them home. So I'm going to keep one sealed, because I think it's a nice looking figure on card, and I'm going to open the other one up and put him on display. But definitely, boy, that I sure lucked out getting that figure. Before we actually look at the figure itself, let's look at the card. Really nice card on the figure. We've got the figure Cobra Commander on the side here with his nanomite syringe, I guess, if that is, I remember right, that was his syringe. Some people didn't like the look of this Cobra Commander. I actually thought it was pretty cool. Granted, it's not just the silver dome, but I think their logic behind it was probably the fact that they wanted to put some human aspect into Cobra Commander, and I think if you had gone with the old 80s style dome where you wouldn't have been able to see his eyes or anything, I think you can't see a lot of expression and stuff in a character if he's just got a dome. So I mean, I think they kind of updated it enough just to put the eyes and everything in, and he's got the little breathe holes and everything else. But I like the look of Cobra Commander. The one thing I didn't like the fact was that the doctor in the movie, and I know many people have commented on this, but the doctor in the movie had a lot cooler of a voice than what Cobra Commander ended up getting. When Cobra Commander actually started talking and he had his mask on, he had this really synthesized kind of deep voice, whereas the doctor had a more raspy voice, which I think would have worked better for Cobra Commander. But on the back of the packaging, the other figures in this wave, we have Duke, Snake Eyes, Scarlet, we've got the Cobra Commander, Storm Shadow, and Ice Viper. They actually had all of these figures at Walmart at the time that I went in. I was very close to picking up Snake Eyes and Scarlet, but at the end of it I ended up just picking up the 2 Cobra Commanders, and I actually picked up Duke as well, because Duke's in the black and gray outfit that he wears for most of the movie. So I thought, oh, I'll want to pick that up. Bit of a read up on the file card here. It says Cobra Commander, the deviously brilliant leader of Cobra, demands complete allegiance from his followers as he works towards his ultimate goal of controlling the world. He hides a deadly secret few others know, just as his mask covers disfiguring damage from a fiery accident. It says preferred weapon, Mars Industries Radical Exponential Nano Injector System. So there you go. Without any further ado, we'll get this guy opened up and we'll get a closer look at the figure. So don't go anywhere, guys. And now that he's out of the packaging, let's get a better look at Cobra Commander himself. Hopefully the camera will pick this all up. Again, I'm a big fan of his mask. I know some people really crapped all over and they said, oh, why did they do that? But I think the mask is a nice updated interpretation of Cobra Commander. I don't think it's too bad, right? I mean, you can't have it. I know my same argument could I've used against Transformers. I really wish Transformers were a little more G1, but I know I like the updated look of Cobra Commander. I mean, he has a really nice, interesting look to him. I had thought originally that the mask came off, but it doesn't look like it's going to come off. If anything, it'll come off, but I won't get it back on because it looks like it's glued in place. But I think you guys can even make out that you can actually see his eyes, which is really neat. And I like he's got this his jacket. He's got a nice jacket. There's a bit of wear on it. I mean, it looks like it's an old jacket, or it kind of looks like it's a was that like a velour or something? And as you can see there, you got the Cobra symbol there. I like his chest plate that he has as well. I think that's pretty decent. But a really neat looking figure. I mean, it's I really like it. I'm glad I picked it up. As I believe I mentioned during the packaging, he comes with his nanomite syringe. It's unfortunate that the movie relied so much on nanomites. It seemed like that was their excuse for everything. We'll take over the world with nanomites. And we'll make Zartan a master of disguise with nanomites. And we'll turn Destro's face into the steel plate mask with nanomites. And it just seemed like that was their excuse for everything, was nanomites. Not saying that necessarily is a bad thing, because, you know, you couldn't have had Zartan be able to change disguises, you know, just out of nowhere, because it probably would look a little silly. But I've said it already. I really like this figure. It's definitely a nice figure. He also comes with a control pad, which I guess is the control pad he used when he was threatening Duke, and he said he could press one switch and kill the Baroness. I guess that probably is the switch. There is a peg hole on what looks to be both sides of his legs that you can actually peg that control panel into his leg. Ow, ow, ow! But you can have it like that, so you can keep it, you know, if you don't want him holding it necessarily. I don't even think he can actually hold it, because his hand is pretty small. So my guess is you probably only could put it on the actual leg. He also does come with a blaster, which actually looks to be almost the exact same blaster that they used from the 25th anniversary Cobra Commander, and also reminiscent of the 1982 original Real American Hero Cobra Commander. I think I said Cobra Commander for 25th anniversary, not Destro. But yeah, I mean, it's nice that they kind of pay homage to the old Cobra Commander figure by giving you this blaster for this Cobra Commander. The one problem I have with some of the 25th anniversary figures, though, is the hand. They don't have like a completely open hand. They try to, I guess they do it so it looks like he's holding his trigger on the gun, but I find sometimes it's a little harder to get figures to hold their weapons just with the way the hands have been sculpted. He also does come with a very cool King Cobra, and he also does come with a missile launcher with, I guess, the common trend for most Rise of Cobra figures, that they come with green missiles, I guess to represent the nanomites. And he also does come with a display stand, a dog tag display stand, says Cobra Commander. Really nice. As you can see on the bottom there, it's got Cobra symbol. The one thing I would have liked, and it probably is asking for a lot, I really don't like that they had to put firing missile launchers with every single figure. I mean, if they had to take this out, it would have been nice if they had given you a kind of a glass display case for this Cobra, kind of like what they had in the movie when they had the Nano Viper or the Neo Viper reach in and the King Cobra bit his arm. Would have been nice if they actually had put it in a glass case. Not a real glass case, obviously, but like a clear plastic box that you could put this guy into. But I mean, that's not a big deal. Now, in the way of his articulation, being that he's a G.I. Joe, I mean, you're going to get loads of articulation in the head. The arms move pretty freely. I mean, the jacket doesn't hinder any of that. He's got a hinge in his elbow. You can rotate at the waist. He can rotate at the torso or mid-torso area, but his jacket kind of hinders a lot of that. He can bend at the leg. He can bend 2 points in the knee, and you can also rotate his foot. But I'm really glad I picked up this Cobra Commander. I would say if you guys haven't had a chance to find him before, check out your local Walmarts, check out Toys R Us's and stuff like that, because you might actually find that some of these waves are coming out now, and I guess the demand for Rise of Cobra is kind of fizzling off now. I mean, much like the Transformer movie, when the movie first comes out, everybody wants the figures really bad, and then when the movies have been out for a long time in the theater, or they're no longer in the theater, then all of a sudden nobody is buying the toys. So I would say if you missed your chance on getting Cobra Commander the first time, now that the G.I. Joe movie has been out for a while, definitely go back to the stores and see if some of these guys are around to pick up. I definitely would say it's worth it. But there you have a toy spot on G.I. Joe The Rise of Cobra, the Cobra Commander himself. Ooh, I love this figure. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.